Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
Is there any animal products in those crackers? I'd say go for it, man.
You're listening to the Not So Black and White Real Estate Podcast with your hosts, Sir Colin Campbell and Gary A. McGowan.
Good day, good day, good day. It's your host, Sir Colin Campbell, here with Gary A. McGowan, and you're tuned into the Not So Black and White Real Estate Podcast. We have one of the number one agents in Canada here, Michael McDougall, and we're going to dive into his secrets of success. I know you've heard it many times that success is 80% psychology and 20% the mechanics. We're going to really get into the psychology of a successful agent. Take it away, Mike.
Take it away.
Take it away.
First of all, he's doing what?
A little bit of pressure here. We're good. First of all, I need you to do all the intros on my videos, man.
Seriously.
That voice?
Thank you.
Yeah, man, we were just chatting about like this market right now. I know there's a lot of people talking negative and clearly, you know, the politics and stuff out there, but I am so into just like positive mindset. Like this is like get rid of the distractions, get rid of all the noise. As a team leader, like I can't have that stuff affect me, right? And carry that into team meetings and into my office. So I am all about just like you make this market as good as you can. And there's so much opportunity out there still.
It's funny that you say that because it reminds me of the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And in a market where there's tariffs, there's Trump, there's this, there's that, how does one really zone in on this is all noise and I just need to focus on these 5 things?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to like, you know, when we all struggle with like limiting beliefs, right? And it's like these are stories that we make up in our own heads that we are choosing to believe. So I think it's like you got to remember like those are just lies, right? That you're telling yourself, like you're your own bottleneck, right? You're doing this to yourself. So to me, it's just like switching that mindset into, you know, and I do this every morning, right? Just like wake up in the morning, don't hit the snooze button, just get up and go and say, you know, what is it going to take to win today, right? And just, you know, get ready, look in the mirror, do your morning routine, and just stay on a positive stride. Don't turn on the TV, don't listen to the politics, and just it helps me personally just get into that positive mindset.
Interesting.
Okay, we can go down 1,000 different roads here. Talk to us about the practicality of protecting that mindset, because you as a leader, not only for your business and for your team members, but your family too, yeah. Right? With your partner and things like that. Talk to us about how you protect that.
I think it starts with yourself, right? You're not going to be any good to anybody else if you can't, you know, start the day talking to yourself the way you'd want to be talked to by your friends, right? So, and I mean, I teach this stuff to my kids all the time too, because you guys have kids. It's like you hear sometimes the way they talk to themselves, right? Like, oh, I'm so stupid when they do something, right? Or I didn't play well yesterday, and like I just don't like. That's just a non-negotiable in my house. Like you do not talk to yourself that way, right? And I know they're just doing it out of, but I tell them, man, the more you tell yourself those things, like your unconscious mind starts believing it.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, so you switch it. You start telling yourself how amazing you are, right? How you are just like relentless. How nothing's going to stop you today. And you're training your mind again. You're rewiring your brain again to be the identity that you're trying to create, right? So I share that same message, and my wife and I share the same message to our kids, like just positive talk. You know, it's hard, obviously. They're at school, right? They're hearing a bunch of other things. But I think us as parents, man, as leaders in the household, it's so important for us to just like steer your kids in the right way. And it all just starts with like, you know, what they're listening to, what they're hearing every day. And if it's positive, then I feel good about that.
So what advice do you give to someone who's saying, yeah, positive talk is all woohoo, and, you know, just creating a good mindset is all woohoo, but it doesn't change the reality of the situation? Yeah.
Honestly, I was probably one of those people at one point when I was, you know, struggling with some things, you know, my upbringing, all those past traumas, and I thought, you know, someone told me to start talking positive every day to myself, you know, start meditating, and I was like, how is this going to actually fix it? I will tell you, man, anything that you do consistently works. And, you know, 4 years later, when I started being really relentless with these systems, like 100%. It's rewired the brain where it's like I'm not waking up anymore thinking like, oh my gosh, here's another day, right? What fires we're gonna have to put out today? This home isn't selling today. This staff member needs to go. It's just right away positive, right? Positive things, practicing gratitude. So I would just say, man, you just gotta try it and then stay consistent with it. Because I am a perfect example that I thought it was all BS. Like, this is not gonna work. How at the age of 40 am I gonna change my brain? Right? But it does, man. It's huge. Breath work, all those things just to reset, to reground, right? All those things, man. We take on a lot, right, in our lives, whether you're in real estate, whether you're a nurse, whatever you do, you take on a lot each day. Life is hard. So you owe it to yourself to give yourself those moments to just reground yourself, right? Take a deep breath and then keep moving forward.
Beauty.
Where I want to go with this is our programming, meaning, how we were brought up. We don't think we have it,
Yeah.
but it's entrenched.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes deeply entrenched.
Yeah.
And maybe we're not even self-aware of it. I'd love to talk a little bit about, how you're working with your team members in a sense of sometimes we often say, oh, we got to change our program because what you think is completely wrong. Sometimes it's not changing it. It's just a new perspective.
Yeah.
I'd love to you to share on how are you showing your team members a new or different perspective?
Well, I mean, I think like it just starts with attitude, right? And it's like it's infectious, right? So like we're all gonna have those days that you're down in the dumps about a deal or something. But I think the way our culture is in our office, it's modeled to just keep you amped up, and the momentum just goes from there. So there's not. I love it when people's going through something on my team. Like I want them to tell me and stuff, but I think we're such a close group of people that like we just are vulnerable with each other, which I think that is so important. It's a safe space. So I think it's just that in itself just feels like there's support there, right? When you're under a roof that just feels like everyone's got my back here, right? We it can sound cheesy at times, but we seriously cheer everybody on. The other agents don't get jealous of another agent doing a deal. Like the text threads I can show you guys are crazy, right? Just like fire emojis, excitement. Like it's awesome. So it's pretty cool, to be, one of the leaders of that. So it's inspiring to me.
Here's how I know that's authentic, my friends, because the moment he started talking about the text thread about his team, I don't know if you noticed, if you're watching on camera,
He lit up.
You lit up, Michael. I can tell that it's authentic, and that comes out as you being a leader as well, which is amazing. Talk to us a little bit about what leadership looks like to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I asked this question to the audience at another speaking event I was doing, and some of the objections were like, oh, a lot of people don't want to join your teams or other teams because commission splits. And I said, okay, think about an awesome leader you had in the past, a mentor. What were some of the qualities that person had? And everyone's putting up their hands saying amazing things, right? Like just like transparent, motivational, strong-minded. I think it's funny. No one here said anything about money or commission, right? So leadership to me, man, is someone that's just guiding you in the right way. It's somebody that you want to be in their world as well. You want to be a part of that. And that's truly what I feel like we're doing, on the McDougall team. But it doesn't have to be about, yes, everyone wants money. It's part of the whole freedom, right? But you can have both too. So it doesn't have to be like, again, that's a limiting belief, right? Like I'm never going to hire this person because they're going to want more splits or whatever. So it's just a story you got in your head, right?
So with that, and as one of the most successful teams in Canada, and as you continue to grow and build out that team,
yeah,
what does your ideal business partner look like that you're looking to bring onto the team?
Yes, it's like somebody that I can honestly help change their life. And we're speaking with agents right now that are doing really good business, 30 to 40 ends a year, that are just burnt out. They don't have the systems in place. They're sick of the overhead. They're sick of staffing issues. They're just fried, right? And they just don't have the same systems that we have that I've designed so we don't get burnt out, because it's so easy in this business to just keep grinding. And a lot of these agents are like 12 years in. And so I know, man, you've been grinding for 12 years. So we've set it up so it's like you come in here, man, you do what you enjoy. The rest is all supported.
So do you subscribe to that adage where, for you to be burnt out, you don't enjoy what you're doing?
I don't believe burnt out is you're tired. I do believe it has to do with you don't enjoy what you're doing because you're not winning anymore. Being burnt out is you're not winning. Think about a day you guys worked 16 hours in a day, but you just lit it up. Maybe you sold a few houses, whatever you did. You weren't burnt out. You were on fire. You probably couldn't even sleep, right? Maybe you ended it with like playing a baseball game with your buddies or whatever, watch the game. You weren't burnt out because you won the day. So people get burnt out in my opinion, and I am definitely one of those people where it's happened to because I'm not winning anymore, right? So it's like we got to find ways to keep winning. And that doesn't mean like you sold something. That could be like, man, my nighttime routine was on fire last night. I was in bed at 9:30. That won the day. That's going to win the day for the next day, right? Or I ate super clean today. Like that's a win, right? That pumps you up. Or you had a great workout, or networked with some amazing people. Those are wins. It doesn't always have to be a money-making task. So I believe if you're feeling fried, down in the dumps, depressed, it's not about. It's about that you got to find more ways to win.
Yeah,
right?
I love.
It's not about being tired.
I love the fact that you said celebrating the win is not always about closing that big deal or getting this. For 5 nights in a row, I went to bed at 9 p.m. or whatever it is. Right?
That's a win.
That's a win,
man.
And we as kind of in a sense high achievers or realtors, we think it's got to be a number or this or that, and we forget to celebrate those wins along the way that help us to get to that big.
But what I
goal,
also
right?
got from that, Gary, and thanks for pointing that out, Mike, is like with our wins, we make them so hard to achieve.
Yeah.
And with our losses, they're so easy to achieve. So
Totally.
by the end of the day, we're like, oh shit, I lost here, and I lost here.
Yeah.
And you could basically make your wins so much easier to achieve and your losses much harder.
Yeah. And I think reframing it as not a loss, but like, hey, that was a learning experience today, right? There was 3 learning experiences today. I'm going to learn from them, so hopefully I don't recreate that again.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think calling it a loss, it's just going to negatively impact your brain. So it's like, man, those are learning experiences, right? Any failures, boom, get better the next time.
So why is mindset so important to you?
Oh man, I think it's just like it's what pushes me daily to just be in a positive frame. I've been down, some lonely roads in the past with, past traumas and stuff, and I know how much that affects your brain. And I can tell you, living in a positive mind is much better than a negative one. I think too, it's almost like real estate too, where I say, hey, every single day, if you have the same skill level going into the appointment that you went into yesterday, like that's sort of embarrassing. Like, you always need to be getting better. And that's the same thing with mindset, man. It's a journey. It's a process. It's never like I'm done, right? It's like it's a muscle. I'm constantly working it out. And I just think, man, a healthy mindset, healthy business, right? Like there's nothing you cannot do. Like seriously. Someone on my team the other day said, man, that Thailand mansion in White Lotus was insane. I'm like, you could have that. They're like, what? I'm like, you could have that one day. What makes that guy special? Like, dream big, man. Yeah. Think big, right?
Yeah.
And then you can invite me there because I would love to go to that. Right? Think big, man. That's what I got to encourage people to keep doing, man.
Yes.
So we play very small. It's easy to play small, right? We gotta encourage each other to think big.
Yeah. I wish we had a little rewind button because you just dropped a golden nugget there. A healthy mindset equals a healthy business.
100%.
My friends, that is a golden nugget. I want to do something a little bit different, and we're going to do a little rapid fire questions, a little lighten things up. Not that mindset needs to be dark and deep, and it's not dark and deep. It needs to be joyful, right?
Yes.
There's a healthy joy around having a strong mindset and being around like-minded people. However, there are some questions that we need to get deep on. And I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. They will not be as deep as we just got, but they will be telling.
Okay.
And I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh,
so I'm going to play a little music here.
I'm not great at these, but here we go.
No, you will be great at
this.
this.
You're great at it.
Start easy. Favorite season of the year?
Summer.
All right, first, this will be good, I
You kidding
think.
me, man? See my V-neck? I'm already ready for summer.
It's true, yeah.
I got the chest open already.
You live summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, with that V-neck, first celebrity crush.
Oh, Jessica Alba.
There you have it. Yeah, I can't think of anything that she's been in, but that's I'm sure always a good choice to go with a Jessica. Jessica Rabbit, I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's where that went fast. Favorite junk food?
Oh my gosh, man. I'm going to go with Skittles.
Skittles.
Yeah, man.
That's the
Skittles.
first.
Yeah.
I like that. Have you tried the new Skittles with like all the sprinkles on the outside?
I don't eat them anymore, man. They don't serve me well at my age anymore, but yeah.
True. Wait till
Young Michael would have been a bag of Skittles
Yeah.
and a Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
Crushed it.
Wait till your kids get their license and they come back with bags of
That's what they'll
Skittles.
do.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. Okay, junk food with Skittles. Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
No. I'm a bit of a germ freak.
Hard.
That would turn me right off.
Hard no.
Yeah.
Stay away, my friends.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
Is there any animal products in those crackers? I'd say go for it, man. Do
Yeah,
your thing.
go for it.
It's a little risky, but do it.
Yeah. Big dogs or small dogs?
Medium-sized dogs?
Medium. Oh.
You look like a
Medium-sized?
small size
I got
dog.
a medium-sized dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that. To wrap it up,
Yeah.
and this is important, this is made or broken future podcast appearances, we'll say.
Oh, wow.
So the pressure's on. Would you rather watch The Godfather or Star Wars?
Oh, my gosh. Are either one of you guys the other one?
Maybe.
Is that what it is?
We're not saying.
Okay. I'm going to go with... this is based off my kids, man. I'm going Star Wars because of my kids.
All right. May the force
yeah.
be with you as we don't see you on the next
I knew you
podcast.
guys would be Godfather, but I got to go with my kids, man.
It's actually more of this dude on the end
I
here.
love the authenticity there,
Yeah.
but damn it. Yeah.
But yeah.
If my kids aren't home, 100% the Godfather, but they're always around me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks, guys, man. This is awesome.
That's good. That's good. My friend, as we kind of wrap up here, what's one thing that you would love people to know about you and not your team, you?
One thing about me that I'd like people to know, I'm honestly, man, I am approachable. I do get it from time to time that people don't find me super approachable like other realtors. And I think I've been cursed with a resting bitch face sometimes, pardon the language, but it's more like it's a resting focused face. But I am super approachable, man. I love learning from other people. I will sit down with anybody and have a coffee with them. It's just, sometimes I got the horse blinders on and I'm just like going towards the finish line. So I look very focused, but I'm approachable.
He is approachable. I can attest to that, my
Yeah.
friends. I remember bumping into Michael at an airport a few years ago, and you and I knew of each
Yeah.
other, we'll
Yeah.
say at that point. I'm like, I'm going up to talk to him. He's got his RFB face on, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you were so not only helpful, but open about what you were doing in your business,
Awesome.
what you're looking forward to do in your business, and more importantly, who you're looking who you're looking to do that with.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I appreciate that about you, and you're always willing to help. When asked to speak or share about how you got to where you are, you're an open door. I love it.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys.
Excellent. How can people get a hold of you?
At Move with Michael. That's the best spot on Instagram, at Move with Michael.
There you have it, my friends.
Beautiful.
That's Move with Michael, of course. That's Sir Colin Campbell. I'm Gary McGowan. We'll see everybody in the next episode. Goodbye for now.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to click the subscribe button so new episodes will automatically be downloaded to your device. Please help us reach more people by leaving a rating and a review on your podcast player of choice. Now go make it an amazing day for somebody.